Hello, everyone. Today we're going to learn another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These expressions are super useful, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what these expressions mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. Here's how you can get the most out of this video. First, listen while reading the subtitles. This will help you catch every word and follow along more easily. Then, play the video again and try to repeat the sentences out loud, but this time without reading the subtitles. This will really help you improve your pronunciation, listening, and speaking skills. Don't forget to pause and write down any new idioms or phrases you like. That way, you can remember and review them later. This is a great way to boost your listening, reading, and speaking, all at the same time. This lesson is a fun and simple way to improve your English step by step. Before we dive in, if you're finding this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps a ton, and I really appreciate your support. All right, let's get started with our first expression. Number 1, keep it to yourself. This phrase is something you'll hear all the time in American English, and it means don't tell anyone else about something. When someone says keep it to yourself, they're asking you to keep information private or secret. It's like saying, don't share this with other people, or this is just between us. This expression comes from the idea of holding something close to you, like keeping it in your own personal space where nobody else can reach it. Native speakers use this phrase when they want to share something personal or sensitive, but they don't want that information to spread to other people. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. Last week, she told me she was thinking about quitting her job to start her own business, but she wasn't ready to tell her family yet. She looked at me seriously and said, "Please keep this to yourself for now. I need more time to figure everything out." She trusted me with her secret, but she wanted to make sure I wouldn't accidentally tell someone else. For example, if your friend tells you they have a crush on someone, they might say, "I really like Jake, but keep it to yourself, okay?" You might hear something like, "I'm going to tell you something, but you have to keep it to yourself." Here's another one. "My sister is planning a surprise party for Mom, but keep it to yourself until next week." This phrase is really useful because it helps you set boundaries about information. When you want to share something but you're not ready for everyone to know, this is the perfect expression to use. Have you ever had someone tell you to keep something to yourself? Let me know in the comments. Number 2, I have faith in you. This beautiful expression means I believe in you and I trust that you can do something well. When someone says, "I have faith in you," they're showing support and confidence in your abilities. It's stronger than just saying, "Good luck," because it shows that the person really believes you will succeed. The word faith here doesn't necessarily mean religious faith. It means trust and belief. This expression is often used when someone is nervous about doing something difficult, like taking a test, giving a presentation, or trying something new for the first time. It's a way to encourage someone and give them confidence. I remember when my younger brother was about to take his driver's test. He was so nervous that his hands were shaking, and he kept saying he was going to fail. I put my hand on his shoulder and said, "Hey, I have faith in you. You've been practicing for months, and you're a good driver. You've got this." Those words really helped him feel more confident, and guess what? He passed. For example, if your friend is worried about a job interview, you might say, "Don't worry, I have faith in you. You're perfect for this job." You might hear something like, "I know this presentation is scary, but I have faith in you. Let's take this one. You've worked so hard for this moment." I have faith in you. This expression is wonderful because it shows genuine care and support for someone. It's more personal than just saying you can do it, because it includes the word I, which makes it about your personal belief in that person. Do you think you could use this expression to encourage someone in your life? Number 3, that's not fair. This expression is probably one you learned early in English, but native speakers use it constantly in everyday situations. It means something is not right, not equal, or not just. We use this phrase when we feel that someone is being treated badly or when a situation seems unfair or unequal. This expression is super common because life is full of situations that don't seem equal or right. Kids use it all the time, but adults use it too. You'll hear it at work, at home, in stores, basically everywhere. It's a simple way to express frustration when things don't seem right. Just yesterday, I was at a coffee shop with my friend Maria. We both ordered the same drink at the same time, but somehow her order came out first, and then 3 people who ordered after us got their drinks before me. I waited and waited, and finally I said to Maria, "That's not fair. I ordered before all those people." It wasn't a huge deal, but it was frustrating because the situation didn't make sense. For example, if your boss gives you extra work but doesn't give you extra pay, you might think, "That's not fair." You might hear something like, "My sister gets to stay up late, but I have to go to bed early. That's not fair." Here's another one. "They gave the promotion to someone with less experience. That's not fair." This expression is really useful because it's a polite way to complain about something. Instead of getting angry or saying something rude, you can just say, "That's not fair," and people will understand that you're upset about the situation. Have you ever felt like saying, "That's not fair" about something in your life? Number 4. I'm walking on air. This idiom is so beautiful and expressive. When someone says, "I'm walking on air," they mean they feel extremely happy, light, and joyful. It's like they're so happy that they feel like they're floating above the ground instead of walking normally. This idiom describes that amazing feeling when something wonderful happens and you feel like you're on top of the world. The image here is really lovely. Imagine being so happy that you feel weightless, like you could float through the air instead of walking on the ground. That's exactly how this idiom works. Native speakers use this when they want to describe feeling incredibly happy about something special that happened. My cousin Emma used this expression perfectly last month. She had been applying for her dream job for weeks, going through multiple interviews and waiting nervously for an answer. When she finally got the call that she got the job, she called me immediately and said, "I got it. I can't believe it. I'm walking on air right now." Her voice was so full of joy and excitement. She felt like the happiest person in the world. For example, after someone gets engaged, they might say, "Ever since he proposed, I've been walking on air." You might hear something like, "When I found out I got into my dream college, I was walking on air for days." Imagine this. After winning the contest, she said she felt like she was walking on air. This idiom is perfect for describing those special moments in life when you feel pure happiness. It's more expressive than just saying "I'm happy" because it creates this beautiful image of floating with joy. When was the last time you felt like you were walking on air? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. It slipped my mind. This phrase is incredibly common and useful. When you say, "It slipped my mind," you mean you forgot something, but not on purpose. It's like the information or memory just quietly left your brain without you noticing. This expression is much more natural and gentle than just saying "I forgot." The image here is really interesting. Think about something slipping, like a piece of paper slipping out of your hands. That's how this phrase works with memories. The information just slipped away from your mind without you realizing it. Native speakers love this expression because it sounds less harsh than saying, I forgot, and it implies that the forgetting was accidental. This happened to me just last week. My friend Kate asked me to call her on Tuesday evening to help her practice for a presentation. I really wanted to help her, and I had every intention of calling. But Tuesday evening came and went, and I completely forgot. When she texted me on Wednesday morning asking what happened, I felt terrible. I immediately called her and said, "Oh my gosh, Kate, I'm so sorry. It completely slipped my mind. Can we do it tonight instead?" For example, if someone asks why you didn't bring the book you promised, you might say, "I'm sorry, it slipped my mind this morning." You might hear something like, "I was supposed to pick up milk on the way home, but it slipped my mind." People often say, "I meant to call you yesterday, but it slipped my mind." This phrase is perfect because it's honest about forgetting something, but it also shows that you didn't mean to forget. It's a polite way to apologize for forgetting without making excuses. Have you ever had something important slip your mind at the worst possible time? Number 6. What a day. This expression is so simple, but native speakers use it all the time. When someone says, "What a day," they usually mean they've had a long, tiring, or eventful day. It can be positive or negative, depending on the situation and how you say it. Most of the time, though, people use it when they've had a challenging or exhausting day. This expression works because it's short and captures a feeling without having to explain everything that happened. Instead of listing all the things that went wrong or right during your day, you can just say, "What a day," and people understand that a lot happened and you're probably tired. My sister used this expression perfectly yesterday. She's a teacher, and it was the first day back to school after winter break. She had to deal with 20 excited kids who forgot all the classroom rules. Her car wouldn't start in the morning, so she was late. She spilled coffee on her favorite shirt, and then she had parent meetings after school. When she finally got home at 7 in the evening, she just collapsed on the couch and said, "What a day!" I knew immediately that she was exhausted. For example, after working a double shift at a busy restaurant, a server might say, "What a day. I'm so tired." You might hear something like, "Between the job interview, the dentist appointment, and helping my friend move, what a day." Here's another one. "The baby cried all morning, then the dog got sick, and now the washing machine is broken. What a day." This expression is great because it's flexible. You can use it when you're tired, stressed, happy, or excited. The tone of your voice will tell people whether your day was good or bad. Do you ever have days where you just want to say, "What a day," when you get home? Number 7. I'll see you when I see you. This casual phrase might sound confusing at first, but it's actually very common. When someone says, "I'll see you when I see you," they mean they'll see you at some point in the future, but they don't know exactly when. It's a relaxed way to say goodbye when you don't have specific plans to meet again soon. This expression is super casual and friendly. It's the kind of thing you say to people you see regularly, but not on a schedule. Maybe it's a neighbor you run into sometimes, a coworker from a different department, or a friend you see around town occasionally. It's more personal than saying, "See you later," but less specific than making actual plans. I use this phrase a lot with my neighbor Tom. He works different hours than me, so we don't see each other every day, but we often run into each other at the mailbox or when we're both working in our yards. Last weekend, We were both outside and had a nice chat about our gardens. When I was heading back inside, instead of saying, "See you tomorrow," because I didn't know if I'd see him tomorrow, I said, "Well, Tom, I'll see you when I see you." He laughed and said, "Yeah, I'll see you when I see you too." For example, when you're leaving a casual party and saying goodbye to someone you don't see often, you might say, "Thanks for a great evening. I'll see you when I see you." You might hear something like, "I'm not sure when I'll be back in town, but I'll see you when I see you." Let's take this one. "We don't have any concrete plans, but I'll see you when I see you." This phrase is wonderful because it's warm but not demanding. It shows that you enjoy seeing the person, but you're not putting pressure on them to make specific plans. It's perfect for those casual relationships where you're happy to see each other whenever it happens naturally. Do you have people in your life where you might use this expression? Number 8, text me when you get home. This sentence is incredibly common in modern American English. When someone says, "Text me when you get home," they're asking you to send them a message to let them know you arrived safely. It's a way of showing care and concern for someone's safety, especially when they're traveling at night or going somewhere far away. This expression became super popular with cell phones and text messaging. Before texting, people might say, "Call me when you get home," but now texting is easier and less disruptive. Parents say this to their kids, friends say it to each other, and people in relationships say it all the time. It's become a normal way to show you care about someone. This happens in my family constantly. Last Saturday night, my friend Lisa came over for dinner and stayed pretty late. When she was leaving around 10 in the evening, it was dark, and she had to drive about 30 minutes to get home. As she was getting in her car, I said, "Drive safely and text me when you get home, okay?" About 40 minutes later, I got a text that just said, "Home safe. Thanks for dinner." It made me feel better knowing she made it home okay. For example, when your friend is taking an Uber home late at night, you might say, "Text me when you get home so I know you're safe." You might hear something like, "It's getting dark outside. Text me when you get home." People often say, "I know it's not far, but still, text me when you get home." This expression shows care and concern in a simple way. It's become so common that many people do it automatically now. It's a small gesture that makes people feel cared for and connected. Do you ever ask people to text you when they get home, or do people ask you to do that? Number 9, I've heard a lot about you. This expression is something you'll definitely hear when meeting new people. When someone says, "I've heard a lot about you," they mean that other people have talked about you before this meeting. Usually, it means they've heard good things, and it's a friendly way to start a conversation with someone new. This phrase is super common at parties, family gatherings, work events, or anytime someone introduces you to their friends or family. It's a way of breaking the ice and showing that you're not complete strangers because you already know some things about each other through mutual friends or family members. This happened to me just a few weeks ago. My friend Jessica invited me to her birthday party, and I didn't know most of the people there. When she introduced me to her college roommate Sarah, Sarah smiled widely and said, "Oh, you're the one. I've heard a lot about you. Jessica is always talking about your amazing cooking." It made me feel welcome and gave us something to talk about right away. We ended up having a great conversation about our favorite recipes. For example, when your friend introduces you to their partner for the first time, the partner might say, "Nice to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about you." You might hear something like, "So you're the famous best friend. I've heard a lot about you." Imagine this. Your mom talks about you all the time. I've heard a lot about you. This expression is perfect for making new people feel welcome and comfortable. It shows that they're already part of your social circle in some way because people have been talking about them positively. It's a great conversation starter, too. Have you ever met someone who said they'd heard a lot about you? How did it make you feel? Number 10. When are you due? This question is very specific but super common. When someone asks, "When are you due?" they're asking a pregnant woman when her baby is expected to be born. The word due here means the expected date of delivery. This is probably one of the most common questions pregnant women hear from friends, family, and even strangers. This question is interesting because it's very personal, but it's also considered normal and acceptable to ask. In American culture, when someone is obviously pregnant, people feel comfortable asking about the due date. It's a way of showing interest and care about the pregnancy and the upcoming baby. My cousin Jennifer was pregnant last year, and I heard this question constantly whenever we went anywhere together. At the grocery store, the cashier would smile and ask, "When are you due?" At restaurants, the server would ask the same thing. At family gatherings, relatives who hadn't seen her in a while would immediately ask, "When are you due?" Jennifer always answered patiently, "I'm due in September." But sometimes she would joke with me later about how many times she answered that question in one day. For example, when you see a pregnant coworker you haven't talked to in a while, you might ask, "Hi Sarah, how are you feeling? When are you due?" You might hear something like, "Congratulations on your pregnancy. When are you due?" Let's take this one. "You look great. When are you due?" This question is very common and generally considered polite and caring, but it's important to remember that you should only ask this if someone is obviously pregnant. It's a way of showing interest in someone's life and upcoming changes. If you know someone who's pregnant, this is probably a question you'll find yourself asking naturally. Let's recap what we learned today. We covered 10 super useful expressions that native English speakers use all the time. We learned keep it to yourself when you want information to stay private. I have faith in you to encourage someone. That's not fair when something seems wrong, and I'm walking on air when you feel incredibly happy. We also covered it slipped my mind for when you forget something accidentally. What a day when you've had a long or eventful day, and I'll see you when I see you for casual goodbyes. Plus, we learned text me when you get home to show you care about someone's safety. I've heard a lot about you when meeting new people, and when are you due for talking to pregnant women about their babies. These expressions will make your English sound more natural and help you connect better with native speakers. Practice using them in your daily conversations, and don't be afraid to try them out. Remember, the more you use these expressions, the more natural they'll become. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more English lessons. Tomorrow I'll be back with 10 more idioms, phrases, and sentences that will help you sound even more like a native speaker. Which of these 10 expressions was your favorite today? Let me know in the comments below. Take care and keep practicing your English. I'll see you in the next video.